Hello, my name is Camden and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the first in a year-long series of reading journal wrap-ups, in which I'm going to talk about the books that I read each month, as well as in this video, I'm going to kind of walk you through this reading journal that I designed myself. I'm quite proud of it, although there are definitely some mistakes in here, as you'll see. This first page here is my yearly reading goals. I put 6 boxes, so 6 goals, and I put this quote at the bottom that I really like and I feel like kind of sums up how I want this reading year to go, and it says, "And now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good." And it's a quote by John Steinbeck. First goal is to DNF books that I'm not enjoying. My second goal is to read more diversely, which is always a goal of mine. Next is to make reading a daily habit, so either reading in the morning or at night. Fourth one is to finish the series that I'm really enjoying, because that's kind of a problem for me. The fifth one is to read from my physical TBR, and the sixth one is to utilize the library more. The next page here is my 5-star predictions. I just did a video on this last week. You may have seen that. I have 12 books that I'm predicting will be 5 stars this year, and I have them divided out by the year that they were released. So I have 6 predictions that were released in 2022 and 6 predictions that were released in 2023. As you will see as I get towards the end here, there are going to be 2 missing at the bottom, and that's just because the covers haven't been revealed yet. So as soon as those covers are released, I'll be putting those stickers in this page. My 5-star predictions are If You Could See the Sun by Anne Liang, The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas, The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez, We Deserve Monuments by Jas Hammonds, The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, Babel by R.F. Kuang, Song Like Silver, Flame Like Night by Amelie Wen Zhao, She Is a Haunting by Trang Thanh Tran, Delicious Monsters by Lizelle Sambury, and last but not least, Atlanta by Jennifer Saint. Next page here is my reading challenge, and as you can see, I have these little book icons. I put 75 of them in this journal because between 75 and 80 books is usually what I'm able to read in a year, and I usually set my goal to 75, although the number is not super important to me. I try to prioritize the quality of the books over the quantity, and also focus on reading books that I enjoy and not reading books just to hit a specific number, because that has definitely been a problem for me in years past. So as you can see, I'm just coloring in each book for the number of books that I read in the month. And I'm gonna switch between colors every single month. I really like how this page came out, but as I was watching this video through, I noticed that I misspelled challenge, and I'm so embarrassed about it. It says Chalingy. The next section here is for books that I did not finish. I only did not finish 1 book this month, and it is An Unwanted Guest by Shari Lapena. Next is my Book of the Month books. I have not really been purchasing a lot of books recently. I'm trying to save money and also shelf space. But I cannot refuse my Book of the Month books, and this month I got Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall, and The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. From there, I have some different sections that I divided out seasonally. So this is the winter season. And here you can see I made myself a bingo board of things that I want to read in a given season. So I'm just checking those off with these little star stickers. I read a book that was a fairy tale retelling. I read a 2023 new release, an isolation thriller, a book that had a blizzard in it, book by a favorite author, a cozy fantasy, a Goodreads finalist, and I did start a new series. The next seasonal page here is my winter to be read. This one is based on a video that I released about a month ago, I think, and these are all of the books that I put in that video. Here is the moment that I realized that I had forgotten to print off 2 of the books that I included in my winter TBR, because I ended up reading them in the month and for some reason I just left them off. So I will be sure to add those in February. I'll write myself a little note. Hopefully I won't forget. I put 2 stars on the ones that I did end up reading, which was Midnight in Everwood and Spinning Silver. I read both of those in December. Now we're on to my January releases page. This is where I'm noting down any books that are in my most anticipated videos that I'm really excited for. I'm just filling out the calendar here with the dates that match up to the month of January. And then I'm going to go through and write down the books on the dates that they will be released. I skipped over that part a little bit because it was boring and you can't read it anyway. But if you want to see the books that I am most anticipating, you can go back and watch my seasonal most anticipated releases video. I can link it in the card for you. And then the last page in these seasonal spreads is this cute little bookshelf, and each one I decorated a little bit differently, as you'll see once we get into some of the other seasons. This one has very like Christmassy decorations, and I made these little book spines by hand using some labels, and I'm just putting them on the shelf. These are all the books that I read in the month. I only read 6 books in the month of January. I know you probably can't really read the spines, but you'll see a different spread where you'll actually be able to see what the books were. All of this was designed in Canva, by the way. I'm not really that adept at graphic design because I've only taken a couple classes, but I just played around a lot and I had a lot of fun making this. There are definitely some errors here. It's not perfect, but again, we're striving for good this year, not perfection, as the John Steinbeck quote indicates. Here's the first book that I read in January. This is Entangled with You by Aki Ayo. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. This book my cousin lent to me. It is like a Beauty and the Beast, a Killian romance retelling, and it's a manga, which I think I've only ever read one other manga, but it was pretty good. I liked it, although I really only liked the first story in this collection, and then weirdly it ended abruptly, and there were multiple other stories that I had no idea that they were going to be in there, and I didn't really like those ones very much. The next book that I read in January is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sagar. This was my least favorite Riley Sagar that I have ever read. I just don't think that books with unreliable narrators are for me, especially when the narrator is drunk. Next is A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. As you can see, really struggling with that sticker. And this one, I am not putting a rating or a review because this is a HarperCollins book. And if you did not know, HarperCollins Union is on strike right now, and we don't cross picket lines on this channel. The next book that I read in January is Sister Song by Lucy Holland. This one was a 5-star for me. I really loved this book. This one is a retelling of the Trois Sisters ballad, and I really particularly enjoyed the character of Kine. The next book that I read in January was The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkauf. This one was a Goodreads finalist in the thriller category and is really beloved by all, I feel. And I unfortunately have this super unpopular opinion that I really didn't enjoy this one. This one I just feel like was a little too slow burn for me. It took a long time to build up the suspense, and I felt that how rapidly the author switched between perspectives made it hard for me to be attached or invested in any character in this book. I also thought the plot twists were really quite obvious, and I was able to guess a lot of them well in advance, so I wasn't a huge fan of that. But definitely if you like isolation thrillers, this one may be for you. I think it's a me problem in this case. And then the last book that I read in January is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This one was a 4-star for me. This one is like a field journal style, and we are following Professor Emily Wilde as she is going on this trip to learn more about fairies in like a Nordic country. And I learned through reading this book that I really enjoy a field journal trope. I thought the characters in this one were really quirky and sweet, and I really enjoyed it. And those are all of the books that I read in January. I hope you guys like these videos. I'm going to be doing one for each month. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and share and subscribe. Comment down below, and I'll see you all in a new video next week. Goodbye.